So I've been skating these Flying Eagle skates for over 40 hours over the last month, taking them to the skate park, cruising along the waterfront here, as well as doing some steer rolls. And I have to say, I'm very impressed and I'm liking them a lot. It's like my new favorite pair of skates to skate, and that's coming from an aggressive rollerblader. I barely do any big wheel, but now I do a lot of big wheel because I've had a knee injury. But Flying Eagle is a brand that I've always kind of not paid attention to. When I think of big wheel skates, the brands that come to mind are always brands like Power Slide, like FR, maybe Micro. And this is a company I just kind of, just had no interest in until they picked up Lino. Then they got more on my radar, and I was lucky enough for him to send me a pair to review. And I have been missing out. This is a great quality skate that I'm thoroughly impressed with. And I really enjoyed skating over the last month and a bit. So whenever I get sent a product to review, I try to be extra harsh on it, looking for things that I think you should know about them that might be a negative experience for you. And I've really struggled to find anything like that on these skates. The skates I used to skate are Micro MT Pluses. These feel like a huge upgrade from the Micro MT Pluses. Just the overall kind of build quality, the like buckles, the wheels, everything feels like a major step up, but they're still a great price. It's very impressive. The only downside I could find to these skates was that the cuffs get a little loose. And even then, it's not so loose that I've lost any bolts. It's something I had to keep an eye on, and nothing that Loctite won't fix. They have a bunch of features that I really like about them that are missing on my old MT Pluses. One of my favorites is the fact that where the frame mounts, there's like a bumpy texture. The Micro MT Pluses didn't have that, and I found that the frames used to slowly shift, whether that was in the endless frames or the stock frames, which means you'd have a really weird feeling skate if the frame was no longer straight. These ones stay locked in place, and I think it's because of this texture. I can tell someone has thought about that and fixed that problem. Another feature I really like is the shock absorber. This has a shock absorber that you can remove. It's actually this gray part here. You can see that's how it locks in. And it's very nice. It reminds me of an aggressive skate. It means you could definitely do some pretty big drops on these if you want without damaging your heels. It's well designed, well thought out, and once again, very impressive and like eye for detail that I'm not used to seeing in a big wheel skate. And while we're in the middle of taking the skate apart, I was impressed by the liner too. It's definitely a stock liner. It's not like a super premium one, but this is like the standard of what a stock liner should be like. It's very good. Number one, it doesn't squeak, which I really like. I hate a squeaky skate. Number two, it is super comfortable, man, especially after the standards recently. No flame to them, but a skate that I can just put on and have no issues with. It's like there's nothing better than that. And I've been very impressed with the fit of these. These are a very comfortable skate to skate, even compared to my micros, but I've been skating for like 4 years now, and they're definitely more uncomfortable than these. These feel much better, and it's probably because of this nice liner. What I do like about this liner, not only does it have a nice neoprene toe, so you have room for it to break in your toes, and it's like the right shape. It's like right where you want it to be for your toes. I also like how this kind of heel, V-cut heel is designed, because I've found it really feels like it's built to have your heel kind of push through it every time you put your skates in. It doesn't feel like you're ripping it. It's something about how slick it is, or how it's designed, feels like it is going to last very long. I don't know how to describe it, but it's the first thing I noticed when I put them on. I was like, wow, something feels better about that experience. They do feature like lace holes here. The laces are long enough that come stock with them that you can go from the boot to the liner. I don't like that myself personally. I don't feel like I need the protection for the forward flicks, and I hate how much harder it makes the skate to put on and off. But the option is there, which I really like. It's got the proper handles to carry your skates. Every skate should have that. This is a great standard liner. Not to mention, look, it has holes in the bottom here, and these holes line up with holes in the boot. I don't think it's doing anything. I've never felt the breeze in these skates or anything. There's no holes in the insole, so it's not like there's any straight through to your foot. But it's probably doing something. I don't know. You can tell it's well thought out, you know? The insoles inside the liner, on the other hand, are not as good quality. They're definitely just default. They don't have much support, and probably worth replacing at some point, but they do their job. The first thing I noticed on these skates when I looked at them and pulled them out of the box was this frame. And I definitely thought it was quite gimmicky at first, but I've come to really like it, dude. It's quite a unique identifier for this brand, the nice eagle frame, and it works really well. This is a very, very good frame. It's so sturdy. It gives you a very like controlled, precise feeling roll. You know, you're really in control, really responsive, and it's a cool design. So it's 4x90, which I think is the best size wheel to skate big wheel. I love it. It's good for steer rolls. It's not too high. You don't feel too tall. Not too much pressure on the knees. It's good for an aggressive skater, I think. But it can also be a 3x100. I don't really like tri setups because they completely write off steer rolls for me, and I don't do that many steer rolls, but It's something I don't like about them, and they just feel a bit too tall. But I mean, I've been seeing some people flying on tri-setups recently, and I kind of want to give it a go. So I like that I have the option. I have some wheels lying around, probably give that a go. But yeah, I was very impressed with this frame. It's not just kind of gimmicky. It is also well designed, very sturdy, very responsive. The overall rolling experience on these skates is great. When I first got out there, they were so fun, dude. They're very like maneuverable and darty. And that's because they come with a slight rocker, which you can definitely feel straight away. You can really you can turn on the spot, like turn on a dime, you know? And they feel so fast, and I feel really in control in them. It makes it really fun to just go as fast as you can and zoom around, you know? Which is what you want in a big wheel skate. All the buckles are premium too. They're like metal, which is always a good sign in a skate. The ratcheting 45-degree strap I really like too. It feels like a really big step up from the Micro MT Plus. It also has a ratcheting one, but I was annoyed by it. If you've watched that review, it doesn't like automatically feed the buckle into itself. This one has been built so it actually does that, which I have found very nice, and it just overall feels like a much better quality buckle. I really like the ankle support too. Everything about this has felt really good, and I have really enjoyed skating. It is a great boot for big wheel skating. Not to mention, I really like the look of this. It has this really nice stealthed out black vibe, you know. This is a skate that I'm like proud to skate, which I didn't think would be the case. But I really like it. It feels much cooler than my last pair of skates. Not the flame though. Just the like subtle black, kind of matte black with the silver. I really like it. Another thing I was really impressed with is just the quality of these wheels. These feels like really good aftermarket wheels. It's a great urethane. I can tell they're really grippy and soft. My experience with other skates in the past, the stock wheels are usually a good telltale sign for how good a like manufacturing company is, you know, how much they care. Wheels are the ones you usually don't get right. Like I've had some stock wheels that chunk and kind of split pretty quickly, and they're usually fine, but they're not as good as like an aftermarket wheel. These wheels feel great. They seem high quality, well built, they grip well, they even slide well if you want to slide. And they got great bearings in it. There's nothing kind of cheap feeling about them. The whole package of the skate feels very premium, but it's at quite an affordable price. So I'm very impressed by that. Like I mentioned at the start, I literally take these to the skate park almost every day, every weekday, for at least a little bit for like the warm-ups. And I've fallen down some rough concrete, scraped them up a bit, and these have held up great. They're not built for that kind of skating. They survived it, which I think is a good testament to how long they'll last you. I think this is a skate that'll last you a very long time. Definitely worth the price. And it also goes to the wheels. Like I skated these, like I said earlier, for like a month now, every day. I've only had to rotate them once, and the wheels are looking sweet. It's not like they wear out really quick. I think that's because they come with decent bearings too. Like everything is ticking the box here. To me, a good big wheel skate should do the following things. Number one, it should be comfortable. That's the most important thing to me, and these are very comfortable. Like it's one of the first things I noticed when I put them on is they're comfortable. There's a room for my feet. It's a good like toe box. It feels foot shaped. I liked it. Number two is that they're like fast and responsive, and that's definitely what these are. Number three is that they're high quality and they're built to last. These definitely feel like they're gonna last. And the bonus, number four, is that they're easy to put on and off, and these are definitely, I really like that about them. They're very easy to take on and off. I don't get stuck in them, you know. But at the same time, they feel like part of my foot when they're on there. They're like responsive and nice feeling. So with all that being said, if you can't tell, I definitely recommend these skates. If you're thinking about getting them, you won't be disappointed. And if you're an aggressive skater like me, I highly recommend investing in a pair of big wheel skates. It's so much fun, and you really see the downsides of an aggressive skate when you get to skate a nice skate like this. So whether you were looking to get into like urban skating or wizard skating, or you just want to cruise around, I think this is a great product for those things. I want to give a massive thank you to my patrons as well as Flying Eagle for sending me skates to review. I appreciate the support, especially because they got to ship it to New Zealand, man. Imagine how much that cost them. I appreciate it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you get to go for a skate today. See you later.